So we're focusing on money management, understanding investment. Now, this is a topic that has been downplayed largely in Africa, largely in Nigeria. People have gotten the wrong context of it. People have made wrong decisions as regards investment. People have wasted money. People have tried a lot of things. I'll show you why that is happening and how it can be corrected. But you see, this thing called investment, if you don't know what it is and you don't know the power behind it, when it comes to wealth creation, there's just so much or so little you can do for yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I ask that your eyes are open to see and your ears are open to hear while I, to the best of my ability, demystify and give you a fascinating introduction to investment. And we're going to do a little practical. I believe somebody will give us a chance to work with him or her. All right. So the future belongs to the investors building wealth in Nigeria's emerging economy. So I would advise that you grab a pen and a paper. Don't assume this is one of those trainings that you just, yeah, I got it. No, no, no. I'll strongly advise you get a pen and a paper and you take notes. So we're going to start with the cash flow quadrant, something which quite a number of persons have understood, something which quite a number of persons are aware of, something which is open to the general public, but then a lot of people are also ignorant to this knowledge. And the idea is simple. This quadrant shows you how money flows. How money flows into your pocket, how money flows into my pocket, how money flows to everybody. And the first individuals here are the employees. Set of people, they have a job and they work and they get paid. That is how money flows to them, right? They work, they get paid. Second set of persons are they self-employed. So they have their small business that they are doing. All right. For some of them, they are experts in their fields, medical doctor. So they have their own, some hospital, some pharmacies that they practice what they are expert at and they are compensated whenever they execute. That is how they get paid. And then third set of persons are entrepreneurs. So they have built systems and structures, pieced together, and money is just flowing. Whether they execute or not, they are leveraging on people and their system and they are making money. So some are working for money through their job, some through their small business, some through systems and structure. Money is coming to them. And we have the final individuals who have found a way to hack the system and their money is dancing left, right, and center and bringing more money to them. So big mommy is giving birth to little money left, right, and centers. Those are the investors. And I'm not going to ask you where do you fall into. But what I need you to understand is that you have identified where you fall in the cash flow quadrant. If you have, just give me a yes in the comment section. Give me a yes, give me a yes. If you know where you fall into on this quadrant, just type in yes, type in yes, type in yes. And some individuals have said that the people on the left-hand side, which are the employees and self-employed, those people are actually laboring as regards their cash flow, while the people on the right-hand side, entrepreneurs and investors, they are leveraging for their cash flow. No doubt there are different schools of thought that back that up. But what I need you to understand tonight is one thing that is sure: cash flow. Whether you labor for the cash flow, whether you leverage for the cash flow, cash is still flowing. The question is, what will you do? Or what do you know you have to do with your cash flow? That is what separates everybody, because we've come to realize that 95% of people have zero knowledge on financial intelligence, and only 5 people possess the understanding of financial intelligence. So it's not a case of where you are positioned per se. It is a case of your financial intelligence, because you can actually be an entrepreneur with systems and structures, but if you lack the accurate financial intelligence, you go nowhere. Please, you heard what I said, type 555 in the comment section. You can have the best of business. You can even be Dangote. But if you have zero financial intelligence, what you are building, you're just building on sand. You can be the person that has the most fat and flourishing small business that you're just building on the side. You're everywhere. But if you have zero financial intelligence, you go nowhere. You can be the best of the investors on it. But if you lack zero financial intelligence, you go nowhere. You see, you're just whiling away time. It will look as if you're building something, but Once the time is right, everything crumbles. You can be the most hardworking employee on earth, and perhaps your salary is even 5 million naira per month. No problem. But if you have zero financial intelligence, you are definitely going to see shaking. I tell you for free. And we have seen this happen time over time. And then for quite a number of persons, they are banking on pension and gratuity. And then that comes, it breaks their heart, turns them left, right, and center. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Saki said, financial freedom is available to those who learn about it and work for it. But there are principles, there are laws that you follow for you to get this right. So I'm going to be helping us. I'll start with our current economic reality, because how best can I talk about a thing when I don't come home to talk about it? Now, our inflation has been crazy. It has been very, very crazy. As at last day, it went, way, way, way high, 30 something percent, and then it dropped down. So we are averaging 18 to 28%. Interest on saving accounts is often below 66% annually. It's not making sense at all. All right. We have our currency has lost value. It has lost value. It has lost value, but we're not giving hope. So here's the implication. If you saved 1 million in 2020, as at today, ladies and gentlemen, judging with the first quarter, it is worth less than 400k. Almighty 1 million naira in 2020. But then if that same 1 million naira had been invested in the money market, it could be worth 1.8 to 2.3 million naira as at today. You see what I just explained? If you don't understand it, I want to beg you in the name of God, whatever happens, please stay to the end of this session. If what I just said now is not clear, like, what do you mean? I'm begging you in the name of God, don't blink. If you blink, I don't know how best I can help you. Because a lot of persons, as you're holding on to money, you are losing it. You have no idea. You're losing it. So here's the harsh truth. Saving in Naira is like pouring water into a basket. It's not as if Naira is bad. It's just the value of our currency is going down. So why save when you can invest? It's only investment that gives your money the power to grow and protect itself. So if I know that saving is dangerous for my Naira, what do? I invest in Naira so that I save the Naira. So the only way I save Naira is to invest Naira. All right? Bonds with words, but I hope you get it. So what in the world is investment and investing? We have said this time and over again. If you ask somebody to tell you, is it me you're asking that kind of question? Are you trying to insult me? I know it now. I know it. I know it. I know it. But if you know a thing and it doesn't show by virtue of your execution, then you don't know that thing. So work with me, please. Investing is using your money to buy assets. Now, assets are things that bring money to you. Remember, liability, business 101. Liabilities take away money from you, assets bring money to you. So investing is using your money to buy assets that grow, to buy things that will bring money to you. That's simple. Assets that grow in value or generate income for you. That's all. That's the concept of having to invest. That's all. And there are different dimensions to this. So what are the benefits of investment? Three, quite a number of benefits. So I have to just put it all together into three benefits. Number one, wealth growth and financial freedom. If truly you desire to grow wealth, through wealth, not small money, but come on, wealth, it happens through investing. Financial freedom, you want to get to a point where money is now working for you. You're no longer working for money. It happens by investing because it gives you compound returns. So you discover over time, we're going to do practical. So I have you covered. Discover over time that the same thing you're doing is giving you 10 times, 100 times, 200 times the profits. I want you to understand something. The wealthy people you see, we know, they are not working harder than us. They're not. We're actually working harder than them. But guess what they have working harder than us is their money. Their money is working day by day in, day out. And I'm going to show you how you can hack that. All right, how you can hack that. When it comes to time, it is limited. Money is available. So you see, we can send that to the market to work for us back to back, back to back. Benefit of investing in generational wealth. If you've ever heard of scenarios where they say, oh, this person has settled his generation, first generation, third generation, second generation, fifth generation, it happened because somebody at some point in time sat down and said, okay, this thing that is called investment, let me see how I can fix it together and be able to secure my generations and generations unborn. So you use it to build passive income. That when you're no longer here, see there are some families that the children do not need to work per se. They don't need to labor anything for money. There's money left, right, and center. There's money. You look at the hotel dollars, there's money because daddy understood something. The Dangotes, there's money because daddy understood something. The Alakijas, there's money because mommy understood something. So my prayer is that a time will come, somebody will now call your name. And the reason they will say it is because you listening to me, you decided to sit down to understand this very basic training that we're having. And for some of you, this can be a retirement security for you. Thinking of how exactly you can protect your future. Peradventure something happen. We're not wishing anybody bad, but come on. Woe betides the man or woman that did not prepare for the unforeseen. So through investment, you're able to have a very secure and safe backup plan. So why do people fail at investment? If you want to know, just type I do in the comment section. Why on earth that I've explained how powerful this is, how good this is, but still people are still missing it. What in the world is going on? Why? Why are people failing at it? Why? Why? I'm going to show you. All right. I'm going to show you. There's a wrong approach and there's a right approach. The wrong approach is people kickstart this whole thing called investment from the premises of greed. Greed. They are looking at the shortest cuts, which always will cut them short. So anything that is ignited with greed, it takes you nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. Anything ignited with greed, you're not going anywhere because greed comes to blind you. You cannot see again. You are not even hearing. It's what greed has painted that you begin to see. And guess what? You will now make a wrong investment. And when you make that wrong investment, ladies and gentlemen, guess what happens? All that you have, you lose it. Does this sound similar to cases that we have had in Nigeria? Why, yes, yes. Oh, this one is paying. Oh, this one is this. That one is this one. Greed, left, right, and center. And the person makes a wrong investment. And few months later, everything is gone. You say, it's not my luck. Oh, da, 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 da. It's greed. Don't blame Nigeria. Don't blame the president. Don't blame the economy. Blame yourself because you approached investment the wrong way by using greed as your anchor. What is the right way? It starts with knowledge. Please, somebody type knowledge in the comment section. The right way starts with knowledge. It starts with knowledge. And that's what we're doing now. We've not started discussing money. You must have the right mindset. If the mind is set, you're good to go. So you possess the right knowledge, and that leads you to make the right investment. Because with that knowledge, you know that which is correct and that which is not correct. And guess what happens? You now begin to create wealth the right way. Full stop. It's not hard. It's not hard. And if all that I've been saying so far, the only thing in your heart of heart is greed, greed, greed. And when I begin to do some calculation, the only thing that will be in your heart is greed, greed, greed. Just go on your knees and ask God for forgiveness because your case is now critical. The beginning, the right approach, ladies and gentlemen, is knowledge, right investment, and then wealth. That's how you get it right. That's why you see a lot of super successful investors, these people they read. They pursue knowledge left, right, and center. And that's why sometimes investments that they make that even me and you will say it doesn't make sense, give them time. And giving them time, they are the top, right? When Warren Buffett invested in Coca-Cola, it did not make sense. But guess what? Knowledge was backing up that investment. So an investment that looked like a wrong investment to me and you was the right investment to him. And guess what? Money pursued him. Left, just leave, we can't really stress on that matter. We all know that guy. We can't. So let me help us. Relevant investments that you can consider in our beautiful country, Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, we have equities. All right, you can consider doing equities. That's an amazing investment to hold on to. There's mutual funds, there's treasury bills, there's real estate, land banking. You buy a land, allow the land stay a while, then you sell the land. There's agriculture. You can still dollarize your assets, offshore investments. These are things that you can consider. Now, let me ask you, does any of these things sound familiar? Have you ever heard of any of these things before? Yes or no? Somebody talk to me in the comment section. Have you ever heard of any of these things before? I need that feedback. Yes or no? Yes or no? Have you ever mistakenly heard of any of these things ever before? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Fantastic. Yes, right? Good. So I'm going to help do justice to this. Okay, I'm going to help do justice to this. So those are investments you can consider. So there has been a wrong ideology that was sold to the middle class, and that has crippled us, and it's still crippling us today. I'm telling you, it's seriously wounding us. And what is that ideology? The ideology is simple, that you need to have a lot of money before considering stepping into investment. Please, somebody type error in the comment section. That's the most dangerous ideology that has been set in place. That, oh wait, when you have a whole lot of money, that's when you will now start. That's an error. A fallacy. How they say it, error in reasoning. Dangerous error. Dangerous error. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the cost of not investing? I did a simulation earlier, so let me bring it back. If you saved a millionaire in 2020, right? Like I said, it's worth less than 400K first quarter of this year. If you had invested that amount, you could have had, by virtue of your investment, 1.8 to 2.3 million naira as at now, which means your investment would have doubled. So what's the cost of not investing? You're losing money. The cost of not investing is that you're losing money. So can I show you what the wealthy people know that perhaps you're taking for granted? Would you want to know that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Can I show it to you? Some of you might have seen this before, but you were not paying attention to it. Some of you might have heard of it before, but you're not paying attention to it. Some of you, maybe this might be your first time seeing it, so it's totally fine. We forgive you, all right? But I'm praying that as I show you this, it gets to make a lot of sense to you. So permit me unveil this for you. So if given a chance for you to choose, ladies and gentlemen, and I want you to look at it carefully in your heart of hearts, you have two options to select from. Option one is, after this session, I'm going to hand you over 3 million naira. That's option one. Do whatever you want to do with it, and then you bring back 3 million naira after 30 days. Option two is 1 kobo that duplicates in value every day. And then after 30 days, you still give me back my 1 kobo. If given a chance for you to choose, which would you go for? Let's discuss in the comment section. Option one, 3 million naira. The transfer is done. Do whatever you want to do with it. Option two is 1 kobo. All right. A or B. Let's vote. All right. A or B. Let's vote. Let's vote. Let's vote. Let's vote. Let's vote. A or B. A or B. A or B. All right. Are we saying B because it seems we have heard of this thing before? So nobody's going for A. 3 million naira cash. All right. I'm not doing transfer again. We'll do cash. Bring it in one small Ghana must go and give you. So everybody's saying B, B, B. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. So the ordinary 1 kobo. As at day 16 is 327 naira. But guess what? That very ordinary kobo, 31 days from today is 10 million naira. Now, this whole principle of compound interest, this whole principle of duplication is what the wealthy people understand. That's why they always play long term. That's why they always want to delay gratification. But you see, the people in the lower class, this thing I just explained, they're like, how? It's not possible. How can it, that 1 kobo, become this? Well, I'm sorry. Oh. There are certain things that if you sit and you're trying to say you must understand, time is going. Time is going. But then I'm going to help you. That's why we're gathered here, dearly beloved. So I'm going to help you. So Warren Buffett said, he said, the best investors in the world started with little, started early, and stayed consistent. They started with little, they started early, and they stayed consistent. So how do we know there's trouble in the land? You don't stay consistent. You don't even think of starting early. You don't even think of starting with the little you have. Then how can you be faithful when more is given to you? So I'm not Warren Buffett too. He said, all right. He said, so let me show you some progressions just to help you understand the impact of what I'm showing to you this evening. We're about to map out a 5 years plan investing 1 million naira only in the money market at just 5 or 15% growth rate. Now, what is 1 million? 1 million demystified can be 100K in 10 months. That's 1 million naira. All right. If you drop it once, there's no problem. 100K in 10 months is still 1 million naira. But let's look at what will happen in 5 year time. Ladies and gentlemen, in the first year, amount invested is one. I hope they will allow me to use my pen. All right, let me see. All right, so amount, yeah, okay, they allowed me. Amount invested, yeah, give me a minute. Let me see if I can increase the size of this pen. All right, so amount invested, that's 1 million, and there is no additional investment done. So that's why here is 0, here is 0, and then here is 0. All right, 0, 0, 0. This is at 15% growth rate, at 15%. So your interest becomes 150, and then your balance is 1,150,000. So the next year, we are sending the 1,150,000 into the money market again, and we'll have a profit of 172,500, and then we combine it with the existing balance. It becomes 1.322500. And what do? We send that to the market again. It gives us a profit of 198,375. And what do? We add it up. We send it to the market again. And then with that calculation, ladies and gentlemen, when we put the 1.5 in the money market, it gives us a profit of 200. So this is like the 40, 228,113. We push it together to the existing profit. That's 1.7 million. We send it to the market. So this is just, we're just playing with an 1 million naira in the money market. And it goes to dance in the money market again at 15%. So we're maintaining 15% growth rate. Long story short, at the end of our 5th year, we have 2 million naira. If what I explained is clear as day, ladies and gentlemen, please type in clear. If what I explained is clear, type in clear in the comment section, so I know that we're on the same page. All right? If it's clear, type in clear, type in clear. We only did this with just 1 million. We're going to do proper practical, but then I'm just working with you so that you have a perfect orientation as regards to how this works and what the wealthy people they are seeing, that maybe it's not really clear to you and you think what they are doing is magic. No, sir. Trust me, you're working way harder than they are. But when it comes to the things in the pocket, it's on a different note entirely. All right, so let's move to another analysis. Good. Now, this is still a 5 years plan investing 100 million naira. What changes here is just the extra zero behind. So you put in 100 million naira. Now, yes, why I'm doing this with 1 million and 100 million is to show to you that to the man that has more, yeah, he makes more. But I'm not saying go and begin to look for more. No, I say become faithful with your little so that it gets to a level where you have more and you begin to play heavily. Because the person that has 100 million naira, straight up his first year profit is 15 million naira. And he goes again, next year profit 17 million, next 19 million, 22 million, 26 million. He doubled everything in 5 years. That's why if you see a true wealthy man, when it comes to them seeking debt, like they want to get a loan, they're not getting small money because they understand how money works. They'll get something heavy. Tell you, I got a loan of 500 million. I got a loan of 1 billion. Like, now wow. And then, the person at the lower level is thinking of how to get a loan of 50,000, 100,000. They understand that, hey, let's not even go into debt. There's good debt and there are bad debts. But when you demystify the principles of wealth and you truly understand it, you use it to your advantage. You use it clearly to your advantage. All right. Now let's look at this. Let's map out a 35 years retirement plan investing in the money market at 10% growth rate. What will happen? What will happen? So all these people did, listen to me, was that they just put in the money and there was no additional increment on it. What will be the implication of it? Let me see how I can change this code. What will be the implication of it? What you're seeing first off is Brother John. And Brother John here has 100K. So the first month he started working, he extracted 100,000 naira. That's what he extracted. All right, 100,000 naira. And then he invested. This is 100,000 naira. He invested over 35 years. Upon his retirement, he had 5.2 million naira. It's not a bad one for him deciding to play at that level. All right. Esther, on the other hand, her first salary or her first year that she had that job, she saved 500K and she dropped it in the money market. Now, these are 10% growth rates. Upon her retirement, she has 26 million naira. It's not a bad one. Martha, on the other hand, paid 1 million naira. So she's sick. She was being frugal in her first year, being an employee or being a businesswoman who was selling a car or something. Remember, that's why I say cash flow. So money was just flowing, was just saving it. So that 1 million naira, 35 years later, is now 52.7 million naira. Frank, a dangerous tech guy, money was flowing left, right, and center, and decided to be frugal with his money. And 35 years later, 263 million naira. See, this thing is not they are lucky. Oh, father Lord, this and that. It's not from your father's house. You see this part I'm showing you. Your father's house cannot temper with this part. Anybody can do this one. It's not it's a spiritual attack that lets somebody not to do this one. If somebody sets his mind to do this one, he will do this one. You know how we love spirituality in Africa and Nigeria. Shola, on the other hand, did 10 million naira. 10 million naira 35 years later, that is half a billion. This is a normal human being just like you and me. These are human beings working on earth. Some of them is small business they are doing. Some of them, it is jobs that they are doing. And this is what they have predicted. They have created a reality that they have set in place for themselves in a few years' time. And do you know my joy? You too. It's free. Anybody can create this kind of reality for themselves. Anybody. Because I know one thing for sure, 35 years from today, we'll still be alive. But the question is, would you be a Shola? Would you be a Frank? Would you be a Mata? Would you be an Esther? Or would you be a John? Or would you be a nobody? Anybody can choose to be anywhere. Anybody can choose to be anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody. So Bill Gates said, he said the poor play the short-term game and lose, while the wealthy play the long-term game and win. Choose where you stand. Choose where you stand. So I'm just going to run through some frequently asked questions, and then we're going to do some practicals. All right. If you're still here with me and you're paying attention, just give me a yes in the comment section. You're still here. You're paying attention clearly. Give me a yes. 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 All right. Give me a yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. So we'll do a hardcore practical. Don't worry. So how much do I need to start investing? It depends on the investment that you're considering. All right. I can't really say this amount, that amount. That's why we're playing with the figures. So it depends on what you're considering in the money market. If you're looking at real estate, there are properties that are 1 billion, there are properties that are 100 million, 50 million, 1 million. All right. In some locations, there are properties that are like 500K, even 250K. So it depends on what you're playing with in the money market. So how long should I hold my investment? It still depends on the instrument and your knowledge of the instruments that you're using to play in the market. All right. So some investments you can hold it for a year, some 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. All right. Some you have to like, just how would I put it? Flip your investment again. All right. So do I need a financial advice? So yes, you do if you can afford it. Some are quite expensive, some are affordable, but it's good you have one if you're not good with this, so that such a person can also help you go through whatever you're considering in the money market. Very important. So what is ROI? It simply means return on investment. So whatever you return, your interest serves as your ROI. Okay. So how do I know the financial investment that is right for me? How do you know? How do you know? I will not tell you you will get a nudge by the spirit. No, sir. What I'll tell you is seek first knowledge and every other thing will come to you. So you begin to study and understand what is working in your locality and what can work for you. And that's why you need a financial advisor. But if you don't have one and you can't afford one, there's something called YouTube, right? You go to YouTube and you begin to study, do your due diligence, and also have somebody that is also doing it to guide you through. So is it right to invest internationally? Yes, it's right to invest internationally. Why? Because each nation have their own, perks as regards to investment, if I want to use that word. All right. There are some nations that are very, very juicy, very, very juicy. The likes of Dubai, it's like a very fertile land when it comes to investment. So if you have resources, then you can play internationally, and then you have your money growing in different locations. Take for example, so having inflation in Nigeria, and setting globally there's inflation, but hardcore we're having it in Nigeria. There are some nations that are good to go. So you can send your money to work in that nation. You can send your money to work in that nation, and then your money is still working in Nigeria. That can be done. You don't need to go to UK and be working in UK. You can send your money there, your money works for you. All right. So what's the difference between saving and investing? Saving is just having to keep money on the side for emergencies and all of that. Investing is having to send your money to yield more fruits for you. That's investing. All right, that's investment. So, with the state of the nation, permit me say saving is like, losing money. Investing is actually not the way you save money. Okay, the way you save money. So here are some disclaimers. The Synergy Academy investment division is only set for educational purposes. All right, so and investing involves a risk. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So what happened yesterday, you cannot use it to plan what will happen tomorrow. You have to be smart when it comes to investments. All right. Yes, we can study trends, study patterns, but then you have to be smart. So you're solely responsible for your own financial decisions. And never forget. And the program that we have on ground, it does not replace professional or legal advice. So you can seek professional advice, legal advice if you want to. Our goal is to ensure that men and women that are part of the academy, when it comes to wealth creation, finance, they have a glimpse, they have a perfect understanding of what is happening, and they know how exactly they can create something formidable for themselves. So I have an offer for everybody that is listening to me. If you want to know the offer type I do, after the offer, we're going to do some mathematics together. We'll actually set up a retirement plan for somebody. All right. For a retirement plan for somebody, we'll do a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, 35 years plan, maybe a 20-year plan added. All right. So if you want my offer, just type I do, I do, I do. The offer is not for everybody. All right. But then just for a selected few, I'll share my offer and then we're going to close. All right. You can collect the offer on behalf of your husband, on behalf of your wife, on behalf of your children, on behalf of your friend. You can collect the offer. So I'll break it down. So this is Synergy Academy investment division. Number one, you have access to a personalized investment calculator. I'm going to do a practical with the calculator so you see. You also have access to our investment blueprint. So the idea of the investment blueprint is you can print out the document and use it to set your own retirement plan, well structured. You also have access to building a financial house, position yourself for generational wealth. So the right investment to consider as well. All right. So showing you how the poor people build their financial house, showing you how the average people build their financial house, and I'll show you in that document how the wealthy people build their financial house, so that you too, you can now decide where you want to fall into: wealthy, average, or poor. And you use that template to build your own financial house for generational wealth. And then I'll still share with you 100K. So I think we'll even play with that this evening. Okay, so we're playing with two things here, so you get to see for yourself. Okay, so you want proven investment idea that can create you a strong foundation. So additional bonus is one-on-one strategy session to help you set up your investment plan. And then the Jewish wealth principle. This one is so key because you see, the Jewish people have found a way to ensure that they can never ever in their life be poor. Never, never, never. They have been a nation that have been able to transfer wealth from one generation to the next, 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 to the next. Quite a number of innovations which we have recorded globally is from the Jewish origin. They understand wealth 121%. So there are principles that they have put in place. Very fascinating principles, which you get access to when you accept the offer. So how do you accept the offer? It's simple. You get a form. The form is 5,000 naira. There's a link. That link is seller.com/SAD. Once you make your payment, a form will pop up. You fill the form, you'll be channeled to a group where you access every single thing I've mentioned. And then in that group, you schedule your timing for your one-on-one session. We'll set that together. And then that's going to happen. That is my offer to you. Should you choose to accept the offer, fantastic. Should you choose not to accept the offer, it's still fantastic. All right. So this is the best I can do as regards to information for the general public. And so when you get your form and you step into the next level, we can begin to go deep. I think I've tried. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? As an academy, I think we have tried. I think we have tried. Right? And remember what I said. The whole idea is if there's cash flow, you must understand how to use your cash flow. You must understand how to use it. So that is the essence of what we have discussed thus far this evening. So